Laura Berman Fortgang is recognized internationally as a pioneer in the life coaching field. Her appearances on Oprah, Today, Good Morning America, CBS Early Show, MSNBC, CNN, and articles in the Wall Street Journal, Money, Fortune, USA Today, and numerous others here and abroad have helped millions of people answer the important questions in their lives and get positive results all around, whether it was about more money, more time, more meaning, or more satisfaction and happiness. And now, Laura Berman Fortgang.
Laura Berman Fortgang is a veteran life coach and the author of Now What? 90 Days to a New Life Direction. What has happened in our world that we have to have a life coach?
Well, what's happened in our world is it's moved faster. Our mentors don't stay in one place. They're not in our company for years and years. We don't talk to our relatives as often. We've lost sort of that touchstone person in our life. And so people are out of touch with themselves. And as I write in my book, Now What? I've seen in the last 4.5 years since 9/11 a trend of people actually saying, I need more meaning, it needs to be meaningful, I don't know what I'm doing. So people come to a coach to get structure, direction, and take action.
Is there one reason why, one overriding reason why people would hire a life coach?
There's a gap between where they are and where they want to be. That's the reason.
So you could get it for career reasons, personal, corporate, small businesses?
Yes, really, coaches are generalists. We're experts in the process of how to get you from one place to another.
Is this fad or here to stay?
You know, I've been doing this 15 years, so the fact that the media is making a big deal out of it now, to me is like, well, where you been? No, it's here to stay. As long as people realize that there's something missing, and today with the world a little out of whack, we all feel like we need to cling to something. So there's a gap between where you are, you want to be, you need a coach.
Laura Berman Fortgang is a life coach and the author of this book, Take Yourself to the Top.
When we need to control everything in our environment, it's because we're perfectionists. Would you agree with me? Yeah. And when we need perfection, it's because we have a lack of self-acceptance. We need the outside world to reflect perfection so we know we're perfect. That's why we control it. And I'm a recovering perfectionist, so I can say that.
You need the outside world to what? I'm quoting you on this.
You need so that you'll remember.
Yeah.
Right. The outside world. You need the outside world to reflect perfection to tell you you're okay.
Wow. That's good.
Oh.
That's a quotable. That's really good.
Now let's talk about passions that translate well into careers. How do you know if this is a smart move?
Well, I ask people to look at what's missing from their life that is replaced in the hobby. So let's say in this case it was the outdoors and adventure. Can you bring that into your corporate job? Maybe not. But if there's something like creativity that you need more of in your job, you might be able to bring it into where you are and not have to take a leap for your hobby.
Right, so there's, you know, increments you can go, not a full-flung career change.
Doesn't always mean a full change.
And let's say I want to do this. You have some concrete tips.
Right. You want to, of course, money is a big deal for everyone, and it's the first thing that'll stop them from making the change, but you shouldn't stop. Just really take an assessment of what you have. You should have a cushion if you're going to make a big leap, but there's other options too.
And when you say a cushion, is that what?
At least a year.
At
least a year, and probably more realistically, not everyone has 2 years of income in a bank, but you want to look at it taking 2 years or so to be fully into something else.
If you decided, listen, I'm thinking about hopping, how long is it going to take me to think about going someplace else? Is it a year you should leave? Is it 2 years? Is it 6 months, 3 months?
I think it depends, if you don't mind checking. I think it depends on what you're doing. I mean, if you're going to change within the same industry, it can be a matter of weeks or a couple of months. But if you're talking about a longer term change, you might need retraining, or you might need to get some experience in something in another situation to move on to that next thing. So it could be a 1 year, 2 year plan, or it could be a few months.
But looking for the silver lining here, unemployment does offer an opportunity to really step back and think about what you want to do. It can be difficult sometimes with work and all the other pressures we have to, while you have a job, to do all that.
Well, again, it depends on how well you did in your life planning anyway. If you're sitting on a nice bank account, you're like, all right, I can afford to take some time to regroup, reevaluate, take my time. But the people who get into a panic situation, we got to ask them to try not to panic and to say, okay, give yourself a realistic time frame and do something every day to move towards that next job.
The hero syndrome is not a medical condition.
No, this is not a medical condition.
What is it?
It's a set of behaviors. It's just how we behave, and I find that it's something that gets in the way of people feeling really good about their life. But it's disguised because we're taught to be do-gooders in the world. So we think we're doing the right thing, and we don't understand why we're not happy doing the right thing.
Laura came up with a true or false quiz to help determine if someone is suffering from the hero syndrome. The first question was, you are the one on whom people depend in a pinch. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
You just want to look at, do people depend on you in a pinch, and is it that you love to help, or is it that you help because you're afraid to say no? You're afraid of the consequence of saying no. So you want to look at the motivation to see if you have the hero syndrome. A life coach is your partner for success. What life coach is going to do for our 4 amazing women is help them get very clear about what they want, and then to come up with a plan for them to help them stay on track and have someone hold them accountable. You love kids.
Yeah.
And you're good with kids. And so tell me what turns you off about teaching, or what assumptions have you made about teaching that it is just not a way to go? I see tears in your eyes. What's that about?
Because I think part of me wants to teach.
Yeah, tell me that. Tell me that part.
I was told that I can be anything and that I'm gonna be something huge. So there's this, just a teacher.
Yeah. So if we pulled you out of yourself for a moment and you objectively looked at a successful teacher who can really create wonders with children, get them interested in math, and be the kind of teacher that's like the cool one, you know, they're like Miss A. If you objectively looked at a person like that, what huge thing are they doing? Are they touching lives?
Yeah.
Are they impacting the world in a
It's all
positive way?
cliche, but it's totally true.
It's not cliche. This is what, you know, this is where happiness comes from.
I'm Laura, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
In a process that can span 3 months to 2 years, Laura has helped more than 250 professionals worldwide reinvent their careers.
A consultant has all the answers. They're the expert. They're going to come in and tell you what to do. And a coach is more of a facilitator. We don't claim to have all the answers. We make you the expert in the process of your life, but we bring all our tools to help you hear yourself and get you to where you want to go.